I got to talk to your marketing team too, because IQ, there's so many plays on that term. It is perfect.
You have a lot of variations on how you can manage the grill from your phone. Not only can you change the lighting color, you can change the temperature. For the retailers, not only great margin for them and a cool new technology for them, but it gives them something to start with.
The ability for them to know about this technology and share that knowledge with their customer, it's a story for them to tell. Welcome into the Independent Thinking Podcast. This is your host, Rob Stott. We're diving into the world of outdoor as we round up our final episode from PrimeTime in August. Crazy, we're at the end of October here and just getting through all of the incredible content from PrimeTime. I appreciate all of the vendors and members and individuals that spent time joining us at the podcast area during the show, but looking forward to the next one in San Antonio and getting even more content for you guys, and also getting back to our regularly scheduled podcast. So appreciate everyone that took the time to join us and record these interviews. But let's round it out with an awesome one here. And we've got Andrew Feldman, the director of U.S. sales for Broil King, jumping on to talk about the outdoor space. And, it doesn't matter really the time of year. What I love about outdoor, and particularly grilling and the cooking space, the outdoor cooking space, is that, it seems like it'd be the summertime. That's what comes to mind when you think of grills and grilling and, the 4th of July time period and over the summer. But it is really something that has taken hold throughout the year. And whether you like it or not, you can look back to the pandemic as a thing that really pushed people outdoors, no matter whether it was 98 degrees or 38 degrees to cook outside and entertain outside. And Andrew took that time to dive into the space with us and talk about the ways that they're helping independent retailers continue to tell that outdoor story throughout the calendar, no matter the time of year. And beyond that, too, they had a really unique looking space and unique products that they were showcasing. And it didn't dawn on me until after the fact. They were the Broil King booth was one of our award winners for it was either Instagrammable or curb appeal. They had an eye-catching booth that the more I thought about it after the fact, the way the booth was set up really resonated with what they were showcasing in their product. It had a lot of lights and kind of like an awning type deal set up and a pergola around the booth, and it had lights twisting around. It kind of looked like a mini Christmas tree or Christmas station sort of setup, and the lights really matched what was being shown and some of the innovations of making their product, their grills, pop and just have a unique look to them that you don't really see. You don't really see LED lights popping out of the back of buttons and the knobs on a grill too often. But Broil King's doing it, and on top of looking flashy, they certainly were a unique product as well that had a lot of technology and cooking features to them that make them a real consumer friendly and something that consumers are interested in and willing to step into a showroom and think about purchasing. So we dove into all that with Andrew and had a great time doing it, and want to share that conversation with you now. So let's dive into it. This is Andrew Feldman of Broil King here on the Independent Thinking Podcast. All right, we are back on the Independent Thinking Podcast, sitting down right now with Mr. Andrew Feldman, Director of Sales for Broil King. Appreciate you jumping over.
Appreciate having me.
I had a quick little jaunt. You're not too far. Nice, you to pop over to the podcast area.
I know, it was easy. It was easy. I was able to check out who was over here first, and I was like, all right, I'll be ready when he's ready.
Yeah, sounds good, man. How are things? How's it going?
Things are good. Things are good. Show's pretty good, a little slow, but getting in front of the dealers to show us, to show them the new technology that we have coming out or that's out now, and giving them some reasons to get back into the barbecue business or to expand their barbecue business.
Well, start with the business. How is the barbecue business right now?
I think as a whole, it's pretty stale, pretty level, little down. The premium stuff is doing well right now because it's not very seasonal. Yeah. But the retail side of things, and when I say retail, it's a lot of the stuff that we have here, like us and some other brands. The preseason stuff is when the dealers want to make their their buys for the most margin. And they get some time to pay it off and get it later in the year or earlier in the year.
For those that might not know, explain sort of that, you're saying preseason, like explain that calendar for this industry. What does it look like?
So for the grills, it's September to November is when, the real big push to get
product
on people's floors. But what happens is that you make your purchase, you get the better discounts, but the product doesn't ship until January, February, so that you're ready, so the dealers are ready for the start of the spring and the season, for all that.
Now, I mentioned a little did COVID, did you guys see a spike like most other industries? Did that impact you?
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So the last 4 years have been really interesting because the COVID years, we had inventory, we sold a ton of inventory, just like everybody probably sold a lot of inventory. So the hangover from that is still valid. And then, mix that with the election year, the interest rates, the this, the that, anything that anybody wants to talk about.
Compounding factors,
man.
There's
just a lot of uncertainty out there. So it's probably going to be a little bit before the confidence is back up.
Well, as far as COVID impact, I feel like everyone's feeling it because the consumer sort of reset every market, it felt like, right? Like those cycles that you typically see, like they were out spending because interest rates at the time were low, right? So what do you guys do, or what do you adjust strategy at all because of that?
Well, you kind of have to a little bit, but not only that, but with the introduction of staycations during COVID, right?
Exactly.
People weren't just buying one type of grill. People now have 5 grills in their backyard, and they're like, well, do we need all that? So they're kind of waiting it out a little bit. But what we did was we're not really changing our lineup per se. So everything's going to pretty much stay the same. However, as you saw yesterday, we have our IQ technology. So we're the only ones out now that it is a smart grill, and you can actually adjust your temperature from your app on your phone or iPad or whatever. So that's what's really been a great increase for us. It's taken really well, it's selling really well, and it gives the dealers a little bit of positivity to get back into the grill market and give people other options to buy new grills. I
got to talk to your marketing team too, because IQ, like the way it's written out, right? Like obviously smart. There's so many plays on that term, right? And how is it? Because it's IQUE, right? Like So it is perfect.
It surprised me too. I thought like, that is pretty
cool.
No
one's ever thought of this. It's like what? That's awesome. But for those that don't know, talk about that a little bit. Dive into the technology and what it does.
So it's a little bit of a manual process, but it's also a automatic process. By manual process, what I mean is that you have to turn the knobs on first, and it's really made for your slow cooking, but it can also be used for everything. So there's adjustments to be made, indirect cooking, direct cooking, but from your 200 to 400 degrees, you have a lot of variations on how you can manage the grill from your phone. Not only can you change the lighting color, you can change the temperature. And it's kind of like doing a pellet grill. It's the same technology as a pellet grill, but on your gas grill. So you're at the lower temperatures. It's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It comes with the 2 probes. It's an internal probe that sits normally right above the nameplate badge in the hood of the grill, but you can take it out and change it to a clip on the warming rack. You can change it to a clip on the regular grilling surface. So if you want like really exact temperatures, you can move that around and really get some cool things out of it. And for the retailers, it not only great margin for them and a cool new technology for them, but we also have a QR code that comes with each one of the grills. So every customer that buys it can register their grill and get a free care package from us, which would include a pellet smoker box, a wine bottle opener, some seasonings, I think a bag of pellets as well. But it gives them, something to start with. That's really what we're after, because our grills are probably the most diverse style of grills in the market, with how you can fluctuate temperatures and the way that you cook. So it just gives you a little bit more,
Yeah, it's a cool story for them to tell too. It's an opportunity. I imagine they're getting educated on all this technology themselves, so they're learning about it. And I know our independent retailers, more so than in big box, love to be sort of that expert for their customers, right? So the ability for them to know about this technology and share that knowledge with their customer, it's a story for them to tell.
Exactly.
Theme that we've been seeing, no matter who we talk to at the show, is having that story and being able to tell it to your customers is
a real differentiator for retail. So it's just one more sort of notch in their tool belt that you guys are giving them.
Yep.
No, that's awesome. So what other what else is new and exciting for you at the show? What's over there in the Broil King booth, and what are our retailers sort of gravitating towards?
Yeah, so I wanted to change it up a little bit this year for the appliance channel, just from doing this for so long and showing so many different types of products, because we have everything. I went a little bit higher price point with what we have. I wanted to show that we have, a whole built-in menu of stuff, and that's only going to grow as well. So it's fun to see dealers come over, members come over, and be like, "Oh, you do this too?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry." It's almost like I'm sorry I haven't shown it the entire time I've been here, but it's almost like, how many grills can I fit into a 10 by 20? So yeah, we've shown that. We have our Broil King Town display that we want dealers to really adapt to, because it really doesn't take up any space in their floor, but it makes them look like they're actually in the category instead of like picking and choosing one grill here, two grills there.
Right.
You want people to know that you're in the category.
Yeah. What's it been like for you being in this space, right? And seeing how, again, I think even over just the last 4 years, the consumer interest and the way they approach outdoor living and outdoor cooking, it has evolved tremendously, I have to imagine.
It has evolved. So I've been in this world for 10 years. And it's interesting to see the people that have adapted to it early are still doing really well with it. It's not only do we have price points, and and all the dealers, all the vendors have them too, but like $449 to like $15,000. We've got all of that, and it's a lot to it, and it can get overwhelming and everything like that. But the dealers that are doing it right are making great margin.
Right.
They're making great money on it. There's turn and burn products. There's products that you can talk about that really enable these members who are owning the inside of the house to start owning the outside of the house too.
Yep.
And what you guys show here, not only grills, but you got your outdoor furniture. You got big brands that are coming out with outdoor furniture that your furniture dealers are like, oh, well, maybe we need that. And then on top of that, because of their furniture stores, you've been in 100 of them, I've been in 100 of them, they have, there's their setup so people can understand where they're at. So with the outdoor furniture, you have your grill there too.
Yeah.
And you don't need to do like a whole display, but you have things mixed around.
Right.
Get people to understand like how it works in their backyard.
Lifestyle experience.
Exactly.
Right?
You walk into an indoor appliance and you see these great kiosks of your high-end stuff. That's what the outdoor needs as well.
Well, the other thing too that for anyone not in the space currently, as far as outdoor living or even just the grilling industry is the opportunity for, I think about appliances specifically, mattresses too, right? That customer, the life cycle, you're talking about almost 10 years, right? 7 to 10 years.
Right.
They might not be coming back. With your space, I mean, there's the opportunity to really push more regular engagement with that customer from all the accessories that go along with it and everything else that you guys do. So
absolutely. And for the appliance dealers that want to get into mattresses, it takes up a lot of space.
Right.
To get into a mattress world, you don't want to have just one bed on your floor. You got to have a lot.
Right.
So it takes up a lot. With the grills, 4 grills puts you in the market, puts you in the game, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. So it's easier to get into that. And then you mentioned accessories. Personally, it's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Accessories are, they're lower ticket items, but they're, 40 to 60% margin. And it's stuff that people don't necessarily know that they need, but when they buy their first one, they're like, oh, I can show off and get this one too and try this and everything. And our accessories that come in boxes have the recipe of the food that's on the box in the box.
That's awesome.
So they can start there, go onto our website, go onto whatever website they want, and just kind of build their arsenal of recipes.
No, it's a fun time and exciting to see, like I said, you guys on the floor and the engagement within the booth. Flashy lights too on those grills, man.
Change it up
it's
a little
cool.
bit.
I like it. So no, we appreciate you being here and showing everything off and helping our members get into this space. So
thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, and we'll see you out there again.
All right, buddy.
All right,
thanks, dude.
Awesome. And thanks again to Andrew for taking that time. And like I said at the top, thanks to everyone that spent time, chatting with us during prime time for these podcast episodes. And looking forward to getting back together in San Antonio in short order. But again, to the Broil King team, this was a great interview. Another uniquely timed conversation to be able to talk about outdoor at the end of the year or towards the back half of the year when it might not be top of mind, but it's something that you have the opportunity to continue to tell that story throughout the calendar. So great story and great collection of stories from PrimeTime. So again, appreciate everyone that took the time to chat with us. And as always, appreciate you listening to the Independent Thinking Podcast. And we'll catch you next time.